Hi viewers, welcome back to my YouTube channel Shobhan's Maths Corner. I hope you are watching all the videos posted by me. I hope you are learning. So now through this video I am going to explain the important important concept in the mathematics, that is trigonometry. Here this is basics of trigonometry. We will learn trigonometric ratios and identities. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry is the relation between the angles and sides of a triangle. So if you know the sides and angles, we can make some relation between those two. So the trigonometry word came from the Greek words trigon and metron, which means three sides measurement. Here the ratio of sides of a right angle with respect to its acute angles are called trigonometric ratios of the angle. So in this video we will discuss about the acute angles of a right angle triangle only. Actually the trigonometric ratios can be defined for any angle that we can learn in the next video. So now we will restrict our study to 0 to 90 degrees and a right triangle. Trigonometric ratios. So we have 6 trigonometric ratios, namely sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant and cosecant. You can see in the triangle is a right triangle ABC in which B is 90 degrees. Here the side opposite to angle B we know that is hypotenuse. Now if you take angle A, the side opposite to angle A is BC, that is called opposite side, and the side adjacent to angle A is adjacent side AB. So by using this triangle, let us define the trigonometric ratios. Sine of angle A, which can be written as sin A, that is sine A, we read that as sine A, and the meaning is sine of angle A. Here sine A is the ratio of opposite side by hypotenuse to angle A. So here opposite side to angle A is BC and hypotenuse is AC. Therefore sine A is equal to BC by AC. Now cosine of angle A, which is the ratio of adjacent side to the hypotenuse of angle A. So cos A is equal to adjacent side by hypotenuse. Here adjacent side is AB and hypotenuse is AC. Therefore cos A is equal to AB by AC in this triangle. Now tangent of angle A, which is can be written as tan A, and the ratio of tan A opposite side by adjacent side to angle A. Here opposite side is BC and adjacent side is AB. Therefore tan A is equal to BC by AB. Next, cosecant of angle A. We usually write this as cosec A or CSC A. Shall we read that as cosecant A only? So here cosecant A is the ratio of hypotenuse to the opposite side. In this triangle, hypotenuse is AC and opposite side is BC. Therefore cosecant of angle A or cosec A is equal to AC by BC in this triangle. Now secant of angle A, we read this as sec A or secant A, that is the ratio of hypotenuse to the adjacent side. In this triangle, hypotenuse is AC and adjacent side is AB. Therefore sec A is equal to AC by AB in this triangle. Now cotangent of angle A, we write that as cot A. Cot A is the ratio of adjacent side by hypotenuse, opposite, adjacent side by opposite side. Here adjacent side is AB and opposite side is AC. So like this all the 6 trigonometric ratios are defined. We should remember what is sine which side by which side and what is cos which side by which side. That is the important thing, you should remember it. Now let us see some important points about these trigonometric ratios. Any trigonometric ratio without an angle is not meaningful. If you take sine A, only sine without A, it is meaningless. Sine A means sine of angle A. So without A, sine is meaningless. Now similarly others also, cos A, tan A, without A, that is not meaningful. Now sine A is not the product of sine and A. So it is sine of angle A. So it is not the product. In algebra usually we take this as a product, but Sin A is not the product of sin and A, it is sin of angle A. Similarly, cos and tan also, cos of angle A and tan of angle A, etc. Now, for convenience sake, we write sin square A and cos square A in place of sin A whole square and cos A whole square. So, both are same. We can use this notation. Similarly, for cube also, sin A whole cube is equal to sin cube A, cos A whole cube is equal to cos cube A, like that for all 6 trigonometric ratios. If you have an exponent, that can be taken inside. But if you see this one, cosec A is sin A whole to the power of minus 1. Usually whole to the power of minus 1 means it would be 1 by sin A, means cosec A is the reciprocal of sin A, we know that. But sin A whole to the power of minus 1 is not equal to sin inverse A. Here sin inverse A has a different meaning that we will learn in the next level. So, sin A whole to the power of minus 1 is not equal to sin inverse A. This is called sin inverse, that we will discuss later. Now, the relation among these trigonometric ratios. We studied that sin theta is opposite side by hypotenuse, where cosec is hypotenuse by opposite. From this we can understand sin and cosec are reciprocal to each other, that is sin theta is equal to cosec theta, or cosec theta is equal to 1 by sin theta. Similarly, cos theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse, sec is hypotenuse by adjacent side, therefore cos and sec both are reciprocal to each other, therefore cosec is equal to 1 by sec theta and sec theta is equal to 1 by cos theta. We also tan theta is opposite by adjacent side and cot is adjacent side by opposite side, therefore tan theta can be written as 1 by cot theta, or 1 by cot theta is equal to cot theta is equal to 1 by tan theta. Now, let us see the relation between tan, sin and cos. If you see carefully, sin theta is opposite by hypotenuse, cos is adjacent side by hypotenuse. If you write sin upon cos, that is opposite by hypotenuse by adjacent by hypotenuse, hypotenuse gets cancelled, you are left with opposite by adjacent, which is nothing but tan theta. That is why tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta, and cot theta is equal to cos theta by sin theta. So, you must remember the which is reciprocal of which, those three, and after that tan is sin by cos and cot is cos by sin. Next, trigonometric ratios of some specific angles. So, the specific angles are here 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. About these angles, for these angles we will define the trigonometric ratios in this standard. So, we can find the values of any angle, that we will do in the next advanced level. Here we restrict our study to acute angles only, that also these specific angles. To understand these angles, values of these angles, let us see this triangle. You can see the triangle. In the triangle, ABC is an equilateral triangle, in which every side is of length 2a. AB is equal to 2a, AC is equal to 2a and BD also 2a. Here AD is the altitude, also median, because in equilateral triangle altitude is median only. So, if you draw AD perpendicular to BC, which divides BC, so BD is equal to DC, that is A and A, because the side is 2a, if you make it half, BD is A and DC also A. Now, consider the triangle ABD, where D is 90 degrees. In this right triangle, AB is equal to, we assume 2a and BD is A. By using the Pythagoras theorem, we can find AD square is equal to AB square minus BD square. If you simplify, we get AD is equal to root 3a. AD is equal to root 3a. Now, in triangle ABD, also in equilateral triangle, median divides the vertex angle into two equal parts. That is why you can see angle BAD is equal to 30 degrees. So, now consider the triangle ABD. In that, if you take sin 30, opposite side is BD and hypotenuse is AB. So, if you take the values A upon 2a, that is 1 by 2, sin 30 is equal to 1 by 2. Now, cos 60, in the same triangle, if you take cos 60, adjacent side by hypotenuse. We know that definition. So BD is A and AB is 2A, so that becomes 1 by 2 only. From this we can say sin 30 and cos 60 both are equal to 1 by 2. So this is a fixed value. Whatever the size of the triangle, the sin 30 is equal to 1 by 2 and cos 60 is equal to 1 by 2. Whatever the lengths of the sides in a right triangle, the ratio remains same. Now similarly, if you take sin 60, it becomes root 3 by 2 opposite by hypotenuse, and cos 30 also root 3 by 2. Sin 60 is equal to cos 30 is equal to root 3 by 2 from this triangle. Not only this triangle, once again I am repeating, whatever the size of the triangle, whatever the sides in a right triangle, sin 60 is equal to root 3 by 2 and sin 30 is 1 by 2. And about 45 degrees we should take another triangle, that is isosceles right triangle. You know, in isosceles right triangle, two sides are equal. If you take the sides as A and A, hypotenuse is root 2A. You can draw and check that. So in an equivalent isosceles right triangle, if two sides are A and A, then hypotenuse is root 2. So then sin 45 is equal to A by root 2, that is 1 by root 2, and cos 45 also 1 by root 2, because here opposite and adjacent sides both are equal. That's why sin 45 and cos 45 have the same value, that is 1 by root 2. Now sin 0, as well, in sin 0 means the opposite side vanishes, that's why sin 0 becomes 0. Then cos 90 also 0. Now if you take sin 90, that is 1, and cos 0 also 1. Here sin 0 is equal to 0, cos 90 also 0, and sin 90 is equal to 1 and cos 0 is 1. Next, if you come to the secant and tan, we know the ratio secant is the hypotenuse by adjacent side. If you take secant 30, hypotenuse is 2A by adjacent is root 3, that's why 2 by root 3, and cosecant 60 have the same value. Similarly, sec 60, sec 45, sec 0, sec 60 is equal to 2 and cosec 30 is equal to 2. Secant 45 is the reciprocal of sin 45, that is root 2 only. Now secant 0 is the reciprocal of cos 0, cos 0 is 1, that's why secant 0 is also 1. But secant 90, which is the reciprocal of cos 90, means 1 by 0, that's why it is infinity, it is not defined. Secant 90 and cosec 0 both are not defined. If you come to the tan, from the triangle you can see tan 30 is equal to opposite by adjacent, that is 1 by root 3. Cot 60 also adjacent side by opposite, that is 1 by root 3. Tan 30 is equal to cot 60, both are 1 by root 3 only. If you take tan 60 from figure, that is root 3, and cot 30 also root 3 only. Now tan 45 and cot 45 both equal to 1 only. We can see sin 45 1 by root 2 and cos 45 also 1 by root 2. We have already saw the formula tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. Here if you write sin 45 by cos 45, both are equal, therefore tan 45 is 1. Similarly cot 45 also 1, because cot 45 is equal to cos 45 by sin 45, they are equal, therefore cot 45 also 1. Now if you take tan 90, it is infinity, because you can see sin 90 by cos 90. If you take sin 90 is 1 and cos 90 is 0, 1 by 0 is infinity, that's why tan 90 is infinity, and cot 0 also infinity. Whereas tan 0 is 0, because sin 0 is 0, sin by cos is 0, and cot 90 also 0. Okay, so to understand only this figure is needed. Once you understand, you can remember the values. In this, most of the values, they are very simple. If you once understand sin and cos, the remaining will be reciprocals, and tan and cot are sin by cos, cos by sin. So that is very simple. Next, trigonometric ratios of complementary angles. First of all, what are complementary angles? You know that very well. If two angles add up to 90 degrees, then they are called complementary angles. Suppose A plus B is equal to 90 degrees, then A and B are called complementary angles. In this triangle you can see ABC is a right triangle where B is 90 degrees. then automatically a plus c should be 90 degrees by angle sum property. Sum of angles of a triangle is 180, b 90 gone, in remaining 90 they should share. So a plus c is equal to 90. So we can say a and c are complementary angles, means if you take c is equal to theta, then a is equal to 90 minus theta. Now let us see how it works in this trigonometric ratios. From figure, sin theta is AB by AC, opposite side by hypotenuse. Now I am taking cos of 90 minus theta. So here 90 minus theta is angle A actually. So cos of 90 minus theta, its adjacent side is AB and hypotenuse is AC. That is also AB by AC. From this we can understand sin theta is equal to cos of 90 minus theta. Cos of 90 minus theta is equal to sin theta. Similarly, sin 90 minus theta is equal to cos theta, and others also you can check. Tan theta is equal to AB by BC, cot of 90 minus theta also AB by BC, therefore cot 90 minus theta is equal to tan theta. So tan 90 minus theta is cot theta, cosec 90 minus theta is sec theta, and sec 90 minus theta is equal to cosec theta. All this you can check from the triangle. So to remember this, you can use this small corner table, that is changes. Here sin changes to cos whenever you apply the complementary angles, and cos changes to sin, sec to cosec and cosec to sec, tan changes to cot and cot changes to tan only when we use the complementary angles concept. These are not the reciprocal, reciprocals are different. These changes only when we use complementary angles concept. After this we have the trigonometric identities. So this is the most important concept, because in higher classes if you go, if you learn that high standard trigonometry, this is based to everything. We have only 3 trigonometric identities. They are, you can see, sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. This is the first identity. And secant square theta is equal to 1 plus tan square theta, second identity. And next cosecant square theta is equal to 1 plus cot square theta. This is the third identity. So here I will explain one sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, how it can be proved. After that similarly other two can also be done. So let me explain the first one, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. See, in this triangle ABC, right triangle where right angle at C, here side opposite to angle A is small a, side opposite to angle B is small b, side opposite to angle C is a small c. This is a notation we should know, use like this only. The side opposite to angle is always we use the small letters, to that is the length of the side. So here let us say angle A is theta. Let us use angle A as theta to prove the sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Now from this triangle sin theta is equal to A by C, that is opposite by hypotenuse A by C. Also cos theta is B by C, that is adjacent side by hypotenuse. So sin square theta plus cos square theta means A square by C square plus B square by C square, by using the values given in the figure. Now if you combine these two, it becomes A square plus B square whole by C square. But we know that if from Pythagoras theorem, sum of squares of the sides is equal to square of the hypotenuse. Here A square plus B square is equal to C square. If you replace A square plus B square with C square by C square, that becomes a 1. Like this, sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Whatever the theta value, the sin square theta plus cos square theta becomes a 1 only. So we can use the same triangle and same method to prove secant square theta is equal to 1 plus tan square theta and cosecant square theta is equal to 1 plus cot square theta. So these are the trigonometric identities, but by using these identities, by rearranging them, we can make more sub identities which can be used as a formula for first calculation. Let us see those things now. Sub formulas of trigonometric identity. First you can see sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1, which is the first identity. In this I am shifting cos square to right side, sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta. Here in this just we are shifting and rearranging them for fast calculations. So that's why it is better if you can learn these formulas. And cos square theta is equal to 1 minus sin square theta by shifting sin square to the right side. Now sin square theta is equal to 1 minus cos square theta, and I am taking the square root on both sides, then sin theta is equal to under root 1 minus cos square theta. Similarly, cos theta is under root 1 minus sin square theta. So these are the sub identities of the first identity. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So basically sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. If you remember, that is okay. But if you can see these sub identities, you can do fast calculations. Now if you come to the secant square is equal to 1 plus tan square, in the same way whatever we did there, secant square minus tan square is equal to 1 by shifting tan left side, and tan square is equal to secant square minus 1. Now if you take the square root, secant theta is equal to root of 1 plus tan square theta, tan theta is equal to root of secant square theta minus 1. Now the third identity we have cosecant square theta is equal to 1 plus tan square theta. By rearranging, cot square theta is equal to cosecant square minus 1, cosecant square minus cot square is equal to 1. So now if you take square root on both sides, cot theta is equal to under root cosecant square minus 1, and cosec is equal to under root 1 plus cot square. So these are the sub identities for these three trigonometric identities. Now one more very important thing we should remember while doing the calculations, we come across such thing. Cosecant square theta minus cot square theta is equal to 1. This is in the left side, if you take cosecant square minus cot square, this is like a square minus b square. We have the identity a square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b. Here also I am splitting that cosec theta plus cot theta into cosec theta minus cot theta, which is equal to 1. Now if you shift cosec theta plus cot theta to the right side, we left with cosec theta minus cot theta is equal to 1 upon cosec theta plus cot theta. So also we can write cosec theta plus cot theta is equal to 1 upon cosec theta minus cot theta also. So the same way secant square minus tan square is equal to 1 from the second identity. Now by splitting this into two factors, sec theta plus tan theta into sec theta minus tan theta is equal to 1. You can shift any one to the right side, that is sec theta minus tan theta is equal to 1 upon sec theta plus tan theta, or sec theta plus tan theta is equal to 1 upon sec theta minus tan theta also we can write. So these sub identities, if it is better if you can learn while doing the calculations, we can do them fast. Now these are the applications of the trigonometry. While doing application sums, we should know three things: angle of elevation, angle of depression, and line of sight. In this figure tree, you can see, if you see from, you are on the ground, you are looking at the top of the tree, that is called angle of elevation. Now you can see that down one more figure there, a man who is observing the aeroplane going in the sky. Now you can see the dog, which is the below is the height. Now if you look above your level, eyesight level, that is called angle of elevation. If you look down, that is called angle of depression. So to the horizontal level, if it is above, that is the angle of elevation, this is the angle of depression. The line through which you are looking, if you can see in this figure, the man is looking to the aeroplane, that blue in color, that is line of sight. He is looking at the dog, that is in red color, that is a line of sight. So if you look upward, that is angle of elevation. If you look downward, that is angle of the depression. So one more figure also you can see, the eye is given, that is the observer. Is the straight line, that is the horizontal line. He is looking down to an object, that is angle of depression. Now in this tree figure, once again let us see how can we find the height of the tree. Here the angle is, let us say, that is 60 degrees given, and the distance from the foot of the tree to the observer is some 48 feet. Now to find the height of the tree h, we can use tan. Why should we use tan? Because we know the value of tree and the base, that is opposite, this is adjacent. The relation between opposite and adjacent is tan. You can use cot also. So tan 60 degrees is equal to h by 48. Here it is printed 64, we can take 60 whatever. Tan 60 is equal to h by 48. So you know tan 60 value is root 3. If you substitute that and simplify, you can find h value. Okay. Similarly, whatever the height, that may be some tar or anything, we can use the same formula. So angle of elevation, angle of depression and line of sight. We can find the width of a river or any height, that may be tar or some mountain or building, all these we can find. Here we do not have any more formulas, we use the same formulas whatever we learnt, the values and formulas of the trigonometric rays till now we learned, those only we are going to use. Only the thing, after reading the question, you should visualize that and you should make a neat diagram, then we will get a right triangle. So automatically you can find the values. So these are all the basic concepts of the trigonometry. I hope you understood everything. So if you need any help, any more help about any particular concept of this, just comment on the comment box in this on this video on YouTube, so that I can explain in detail about that particular concept. So subscribe and follow the channel to know more about and to understand the maths more, and follow my videos. Follow the videos.